All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, or good night. But what's up? This is gonna be alkane worksheets number one. So yeah, let's get into it. I do talk a little bit slow and I do like make pauses when explaining stuff. So please do speed up the video to your liking. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so provide the name of the alkanes below. So this should be like in your head. Like this, like I recommend you just memorizing the table and just knowing this automatically. Like what is the name of C3 or 10 or 7 or 4? So these things on the chemistry exam, these things should be like you should be knowing this instantly. It should be automatic. So we referring back to the in-class lecture one, here it is. So for C3 is propane. Um, and then it goes on to pentane, hexane, heptane, like that type of stuff. So a quick thing I like to do, and that Karen was like keep on talking, like saying to himself over and over, and it just kind of like got into my ear, is he would just keep on saying MEPB, 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 because everything from here and downward is pretty self-explanatory, right? Pentagon is P, hexagon, like these prefixes are like you should know these ones already. Like octagon, nonagon, decagon. But like for these four, methane, ethane, propane, butane, uh Aaron was just saying like MEPB, MEPB. So methane, ethane, propane, butane. So yeah, let's get into it. So C3, MEPB, or however you guys want to figure out how do you want to solve it. But this is how I do it. So MEPB, the third one is P, so it's gonna be propane. C10, 10 is gonna be decane. 7, heptagon, heptane. 4, MEPB is B, butane. Okay, let's get into it. Number 5. All right, so naming this stuff, the IUPAC system, is a step-by-step process. First step is to count how many carbons there are. We first actually figure out like what's the longest strand. Forgot. That's my bad. Figure out what the longest strand is. Um, and so you just have to do this for trial and error, right? Is it gonna be this side? It's gonna be this one, like one, two, three, four, five. That's five. Um, Second one, here, let's try this one. One, two, three, four, five, six. That's six. Okay, so that's a bigger one. Let's do this one like one, two, three, four, five, six. That's also six. That also works too. Um, I feel it's actually gonna be so six is actually the biggest number. So that's sort of six, so it's gonna be hexane. One, two. All right, and then next is to figure out is it gonna go like which side is gonna be going. So it's gonna three, one, two, one, two. All right, and so for this one, we need to start. Is it gonna go like which is it gonna go this way or is it gonna go that way? And so the way you find out which side's gonna go um is is the carbon going to be like the first one? Like where's the where's the first like strand out going to be closest to? So let's say if we go from like this side, like if you go one, three, four, like one, two, three, like our first like strand out will come at number one, two, three, at three. However, if we go like on the other side, like one, two, three, four, five, Our first strand out is gonna be two. So you want the small number. And you might be asking like, oh, Mark, like why can you also do this side too? Like you can, it's the same thing. Um, either way, if you do like this or that, or oh, hold on, or like this, it's gonna do the same thing. Okay, let's get into it. So now that we know it's gonna go left to right, we to number them. So let's just do this strand. So one, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, and then so now let's number that. Like the let's name the strands out. I would say. So at number two, we have an ethyl. Oh no, we have a methyl because M is one. So sorry. So at two, methyl. At three, we also have another methyl, and that's it. And so the way, and so if there's since there's two methyls, right? It's gonna be dimethyl. Di means two. And so in order to name this, fully pull everything together, it's gonna be two comma three a dash dimethyl hexane. And the reason why it's two comma three is because there's a methyl, right? At two, there's also methyl at three. Okay, sweet. First one down. Okay. All right, number six. All right, so the first things first is to find out like what's the strand, what's gonna be the leading strand, the main strand. So we can start testing out one, two, or yeah, one, two, three, four, five. That's five. Um, keep a note, that's five. One, or one, two, three, four, that's four. So five is greater than, so the first one is still like bigger. Let's try this one. One, two, three, four, five. It's also five. So I'm pretty sure five is the biggest one. Um, so five is pentane. Um, okay, and then let's start finding out like what's the way the strand is gonna go. Um, so it's gonna be left to right. This is because let's say if we start from here, like we go this way, their first strand out is going to be the second one at one, two. And if we go from right to left, right, it's going to be one, two, one, two, three, number three. So two is less than three, so we need to do the one that has the lower number. If that makes sense. All right, so let's just do one, two, three, four, five. Um, So at number, and you might be also asking like, oh, why don't you just start from like here at one? They could also work. You're gonna get the same thing. All right, so at number two, we have a methane or methyl. At number three, we have methyl. And then we also have another one right here, a methyl. That's it. And so here we have one, two, three. This is gonna give us a trimethyl. And so in order to name them, we just list them in a numerical order. So it's going to be 2, comma 3, comma 3, trimethyl, uh, pentane. Okay, cool. The reason why it's going to be, so notice how like, here's a trick if you know you're doing it right. Because it's tri, there should be three. If there's like two, like in the previous one, if it's di, then there should be two. And likewise, if there's three on right here, then it should be tri. And so that's just how you know if you're doing it right or not. So 2, comma 3, comma 3. dash trimethylpentane. All right, on to the next one, 7. All right, so 7, this is pretty obvious, but it's gonna be the leading strand is gonna be this one. It's the longest one. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So since 7, it's gonna be heptane. All right, and then going left or going right, it really doesn't matter because this strand is in the middle, right? If you go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or go 1, 2, 3, 4. So notice how 4 is also in the middle. So we just need to, it doesn't matter. It can go left to right or right to left. So let's just go left to right. So let's number them. That's our second step. And so following the second step, we need to find out what are the strands out. And so number 4, it has a methyl because it's only one jutting out. So 4-methyl. All right, and then let's just name them. All right, so it's just gonna be 4-methyl heptane. Sweet. Let's get on with it. Number 8. Uh number 8. So this looks pretty obvious as well. The leading strand's gonna be this one, the main one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a 9, so that's gonna be nonane. Yeah, nonane. Oops. Nonane. And then if you go left to right or right to left, we notice how that left to right, our first strand jutting out won't be until the 7th one. But if we go from right to left, the strand jutting out is going to be at number 3. So we obviously want to choose the one that's a smaller number. So it's going to be number 3. So we're going to go right to left. So let's just quickly number them. So number 3 is going to be this is a little trickier one. Since there's 2, 1, 2, it's just going to be ethyl, 3-ethyl. And then and to finally name it all, it's going to be 3-ethyl nonane. All right, number 9 is a little trickier, but don't worry. Mr. Lee won't actually give you something this tough on the test. So don't worry about having to come across something this complicated. But we notice how like let's just find out the leading strand. So if you go like this, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's just 7. Okay, let's just do something else. Let's go from uh here. Or yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, okay. So 9 currently looks like the biggest one. Oh, let's go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7. It looks like 9 is the biggest one. So let's just do nonane. All right, and now to find out if it's going to go left to right or right to left. Um, it's going to go from left to right. And let me explain why. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The reason why it's going to go left to right is because uh, the most complicated one, you want the most complicated one to come first. And so um number if you go left to right, right? The complicated one is a 3-ethyl. Right? Um Next complicated one is a 4. It's gonna be 4-ethyl. Or it's gonna be 4-methyl. Then our five. This is our most complicated one. All right, one, two, three, four, five. So our most complicated one, we want our most complicated one to come first, right? So there's gonna be a five isopropyl. And so notice how if we go left to right or right to left, it will still be at five, right? If we name this as, and let me do this in a different color. One, two, three, four, five. The most complicated one is in the middle, still at five. So let's go to the complicated, the less complicated one down, which is a ethyl. And notice how ethyl comes at three for this one. Well, if we go from right to left, that's gonna be at seven. So our second complicated down, least our yeah, is ethyl, and that comes number three, and three is less than seven. So that's why we go left to right. All right, sweet. Doesn't really matter because this type of problem won't be on the test. But yeah, good. The more you know. Um, so let's name them. So at number three, we're gonna have an ethyl, as I said earlier. Four, we're gonna have a methyl. Five, it's a one, two, three, four. Or no, it's gonna be a metpub propyl propyl. No, it's gonna be a found this wrong. One, two, three. Three is gonna be a propyl. And since it's in this kind of like triangular shape, right? There's a couple different ones. It's gonna be in I think in class two. Oh no, it's gonna be in our 11.1. Where is it? Yeah. Propyl is three, and the only one that's like a weird triangle, but Y one is isopropyl. That's gonna be isopropyl. Five isopropyl, and then eight is gonna be in methyl. So let's name this out. Obvious. So we want when we name this out, when there's this many of them, we want it to do it in alphabetical order. Um, so E comes first. It's gonna be number one. Um, meth. There's there's two methyls here, so it's gonna be a dimethyl. Dimethyl, and then this isopropyl is A, B, C, D. That's gonna be the last one. So it's gonna be isopropyl. It's gonna be the last one. So ethyl first, then dimethyl, and then isopropyl. All right, let's get it. Um, Hold on. There's also like, oh, never mind. So it's gonna be three ethyl. Um, dash 4, 8, because 4 and 8. Dimethyl dash five. At number five, we have an isopropyl, nonane. All right, sweet. Last one. So let's just find the leading strand, right? If you do like here, one, two, three, four, five, that doesn't work. Or that works. Let's just put number five here. There might be bigger ones. Um, one to this one. So one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. That's seven. That's a big one. Okay, do that. Um, Here, one, two, three, four, five, six. That's six. So it looks like seven's the biggest one. All right, now we need to know if we're gonna go this way or that way. So it's gonna be a leading strand. Um, and so we know which way it's gonna go because where is our most complicated going to be coming first? So one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. We see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We see that our most complicated, which is methyl right here, both comes at number 4. We're going both sides, but this ethyl, our second complicated one, comes at number 3 from right to left. Then compared to number 7 or number 6 from left to right. And so we want to go right to left because that's going to be number 3. So this was a heptane. Going right to left. So let's number them. 2. Let's name them. So number 3, we have an ethyl or methyl. My bad. And number 4, we have a methyl. So it's going to be 3 dash ethyl dash 4 dash methyl heptane. All right, that's it. Yeah, later.